Joining me now, Mo Kelly and Bill Press, Democratic commentators. Mo hosts a talk radio show. Bill is the Bill Press Show. He is the host of that. Gentlemen, good to see you both.
Hi, good afternoon.
Mo, among other things the president said today, he said he had lunch with representatives from the NRA and also told them we had to do something about mental health and we should consider maybe reopening mental institutions. But as you just heard, the president seemed to be in a take action mode, saying we're not just going to forget about this and move on as we do in other school shooting instances.
It's nice that he said that, but it also belies the fact that he rolled back some mental health legislation that the Obama administration had passed. That's the first thing. And we're nibbling around the edges. We're not actually getting to the real issue. It's been 21 years, almost to the day, since the North Hollywood bank shootout, where you had bank robbers with an AK-47 variant.
I remember that.
And police had to appropriate AR-15s from a nearby gun store. The conversation used to be that the police were outgunned, and so they needed to get some of those guns off the streets. Now we're saying that, well, that's not enough, and we're going to allow those guns to stay on the streets. We need to pick and choose whether we actually want to protect children or we want to protect guns.
I was there in Los Angeles at the time of what you talk about. It was pretty amazing watching that go down. And you bring up a great point that the issue is really about the AR-15. It's not about mental institutions. It's not about arming teachers. Bill, what are your thoughts on just hearing from the president? Do you think that something will be done? Because these students in Florida are saying, we're not going to let you forget.
Well, first of all, I just want one positive thing, which is we are having this conversation. I mean, too often, and it's the NRA that takes the lead, something terrible like this happens, and then they say, oh, we don't want to talk about it. It's too soon. Democrats are exploiting this, right? We heard that. And by the way, we've heard nothing from Paul Ryan, nothing but silence from Mitch McConnell. So I'll give Donald Trump, President Trump, credit for at least talking about this issue. But I don't have any faith in what Donald Trump is saying. As long as he is letting the NRA run the agenda and having lunch with Wayne LaPierre and basically saying, what are you guys willing to support? We're not going to see anything. And he is, as Mo said, skirting around the edges. Getting rid of the bump stocks, damn right. We should have done that after Las Vegas. Why did we wait so long? And this idea of raising the age limit from 18 to 21, that doesn't resolve anything. And it's not the age of the person buying the gun. The average age, by the way, of a mass shooter is 35. So you raise it to 21. What's the deal? But it's not the age of the person buying the product. It is the product they're buying, and there should not be these assault weapons out there for sale by the average citizen, and Donald Trump will never touch that. That's the heart of the problem.
And even that 18 to 21, it doesn't seem that significant, but Trump is kind of backtracking on that. We haven't heard him discuss that since he first mentioned it. Someone not kind of skirting around the issue is corporations with big money, and they are disconnecting from the NRA. Do you think that'll work?
Well, let me just jump in. Absolutely. Look, follow the money, right? I think that could have a real influence. I wonder why these people gave all these discounts to the NRA in the first place, but the fact that United and Delta, other big corporations, banks, insurance companies have backed away from them. That is a result, by the way, of citizen pressure on these corporations. They didn't do it just willingly and easily, but the people have been calling them, saying, break your contacts with the NRA. I think that's an excellent approach, and we're going to see more of it.
And Mo, does this feel different to you? You see the number on your screen there, 70% now in favor of stricter gun laws. Do you think that these students, we all say kids, they have a voice. They're high school students. They weren't alive to see Columbine, but they have seen other things happen, and they say it stops with us, never again. And they are vocal, and they say they're not going to stop.
It feels different in this way. If we use history as a guide, we know the death of Emmett Till, in which he was lynched, shot, and drowned in that open casket, ushered us into the civil rights movement in 1955. And it was also the deaths of the 4 little girls at the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing in 1963, which ushered in the Civil Rights Act, I would argue. We have young people now who have social media. We had videos of this shooting, which makes it feel different. We didn't necessarily see the carnage of Newtown, but we saw this event in a way which is very different in this 21st century. And let's not forget the obvious. These young people are probably going to outlive us. And change is oftentimes slow,
right,
but it favors the young. So they will have to be in this race and run this race, but they can stay in it the longest. So that's why it feels different to me.
And the power of communication, the power of the cell phone and social media, it is strong. We are seeing it here. It's evident here. Mo Kelly, Bill Press, thank you.
All right, thanks, Susan.